Hmm? Switch off. Now this okay, don't worry. Okay. That's why going. Switch off those.
Testing, testing.
I just want to make sure it doesn't feedback. Switch off.
Okay. So, yes.
It is not switched off. Have you switched off? Not yet. No. हेलो हेलो अच्छा শুভাশিস তোমার ওখানে ইকো হচ্ছে জান
Maharaj, is your computer on? Can you mute your computer?
না না বাট আমি সাউন্ড আর দুটোই অফ করে রেখেছি মিউট করে রেখেছি
Okay.
Is it okay? Is it okay? একটুখানি আসছে তো
Much better.
Yeah, better, no doubt. Okay,
এখন ঠিক হওয়ার কথা।
Just a minute.
Now it is looking better.
Is it echoing now? Yeah. And can you display the Gita or someone? Okay, we'll start. Let there be some echo. Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata narayanina swayam vyasena grathitam purana munina madhye mahabharatam advaitamritavarshini bhagavati अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीता भगवद्देशिनी. May we be protected. May we be nourished. May we strive with energy and vigor. May our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not to death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. Om, O Bhagavad Gita, with which Partha was enlightened by the Lord Narayana himself, and which was incorporated in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. The Blessed Mother, the destroyer of river, showering down the nectar of Advaita, and consisting of 18 chapters. Upon thee, O Bhagavad Gita, O loving Mother, I meditate. So we are in 11th chapter, and the name of the chapter, as we know, is Vishwa Darshan Yoga. Vishwa Darshan Yoga. What is Vishwa Darshan? Vishwa Darshan, seeing the divine form, the universal form of the divine. Vision of the universal form. That is Vishwa Darshan. Let me see if it is okay. Now, I think it is okay, right? Okay, good.
Yes, Maharaj.
I have made my volume 0.
No, and also people can see the Bhagavad Gita on the left, so should be okay.
Very good. So we have already discussed the beginning portion of this chapter, but a few relevant points that must be underlined, I must say that. What is that? Vishwa Darshana Yoga, seeing God's universal form. As we find, Arjuna also requests Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, that if you think that I have that capacity, please give me the vision. So he says, yadi manyase yadi tat shakyam maya drishtumiti prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshaya atmanam abhyam. If you consider me, in the beginning, say fourth chapter, fourth verse. So what is the context? Context is up to chapter 10, up to 10th chapter. Bhagavan explained his divine nature that is prevalent in the whole universe. But that was brief. And Arjuna was not satiated. Arjuna was not satisfied. So he wanted to see his form. In the beginning, by the supremely profound words on the discrimination of self that have been spoken by thee out of compassion towards me, this, my delusion is gone. So first thing is delusion is gone, and you have explained what you are. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhashmi shashichuriyayo. I'm the sapidity in water. I am whatever is best, I'm that. So all this you have said. Well, who are you in Himalaya, say, in all the mountains, what you are. So you have said that, but I want to see your form. So if you, out of compassion, if you can show me your form, I'll be glad. But if you consider that I am capable of that, please do that. What he said, if, O Lord, fourth, O Lord, thou thinkest me capable of seeing it, then, O Lord of yogis, show me thy immutable self. So here one thing should be understood. We also see this world, but we don't see God. So what is the essential thing that is important to see God's form? And that is called insight. Insight. You see, we see mountain, we see ocean, we see nature, we see the whole universe. Though it is not visible here because of clouds nowadays, but when we see sky, And we come to know that so many galaxies are present in the universe, innumerable. So what we don't see, we see only physical things. What is exactly that which enabled Arjuna to see God's form? So that is called, we are to acquire insight to see God's form. Very important. So how that is developed? It is developed over the years by spiritual practices, by the grace of God, by the grace of Guru. One day, we are able to develop that insight. So to train that, we need to strive. Then we can see the same thing, but we'll see in more intense form. Say, for instance, a physicist, I give that example of a watch, that it has so many dimensions. It has a physical form that we see, but then it has mechanical principle that it works. On that mechanical form, the watch works. So those who have mechanical sight, they can see in a better way the same watch because they know the mechanics. Then those who have metallurgical knowledge, they can understand in a better way. Why? Because they know the outer beauty, they know the utility, they know the mechanics, the principle on which it works, and they also know the metallurgy, how it was made. Now, another scientist would come, the physicist. He knows the matter, how matter is formed, how various combination of that matter, the metallurgy was developed. So he knows another dimension. And finally, a spiritual scientist who are trained in that way, he will see not only its physical form, its beauty, its utility, its mechanical form, its metallurgy, its matter, various combination of matters, and ultimately it is energy, but he also will see the spiritual dimension of it. So we need to develop that insight. That insight is very important. See, like for instance, we offer some fruits. We offer to Lord. Then it's no more fruit. This we call prasad. When we work, the same work, when we dedicate to God, we call it karma yoga. Same work. So it has spiritual dimension. So that dimension we are to understand because that infuses holiness in it. Same thing. Say now we are studying. It's like a class. But it has a holiness. We cultivate holiness through this class. It has a special dimension. It is not ordinary class. We don't talk about worldly things and how things are made and how combination and recombination of those things happen. But we talk about here we talk about God and God related. So it has a spiritual dimension. Similarly, our lives can be translated into spiritual dimension. Not only that, whatever we see, whatever we interact with, all those can also be transformed into spiritual dimension. So this is very important. So what it says, if you consider that I am capable to see it, please show me your form. And then Bhagavan gives him the insight. So this is by the grace of God. We can pray to him. Prayer very important. Prayer is very important. Then comes Divya Chakshu. Divya Chakshu means divine eyes. And divine eyes is given by God with his divine compassion. So after that, we have seen, just I'll read through quickly so that we are at right place. Behold, O son of Pritha, by hundreds and thousands, my different forms, celestial, of various colors and shapes. And what more? Behold the Adityas and Vasus, the Rudras, the twin Ashwins, and the Maruts. Behold, O descendant of Bharata, many wonders never seen before. See now, O Gurakesha. Gurakesha means who has conquered sleep. In this, my body, the whole universe centered in one, including the moving and the unmoving, and all else that you desire us to see. Something are moving, something we see not moving, like plants, like a stone. But actually, those are also moving. Though we may not see it, but everything is moving. But there is something which is not moving, on which everything is painted, like a canvas. Canvas is not moving. Like a screen of a movie is not moving, but whatever comes on that canvas, it is moving. Similarly, our consciousness is not moving, but over that, whatever comes, it is moving. Then he says, but thou canst not see me with these eyes of thine. I give this super sensuous sight. Behold my supreme yoga power. So, having thus spoken, O king, Hari, the great lord of yoga, showed unto the son of Pritha his supreme form. And then what Sanjay says himself, what he showed with numerous 10. Go to 10. With numerous mouths and eyes, with numerous wondrous sights, with numerous celestial ornaments, with numerous celestial weapons uplifted. So everything he showed. There are so many forms. I used to think, is it possible? Why it is, what we see a material. And behind that material, we can see principles. Like all these are working, but behind that is gravitational force, or some forces are working. So I used to think, why should take God various forms? It should be Nirguna Nirakar. But then we come across to the experiences of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Brahmanandaji, even Swami Vivekananda. Swami Brahmanandaji used to tell that I see a chalchitra. Chalchitra means a movie, like all the procession of devas and devatas. And in this context, let me remind that in the gospel we find that Brahma leaders, they also did not think that God has various forms. And devatas and devas are there. But, there was Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Dayananda Saraswati. So he argued, God has created so many things. Can he not create some devatas also? So it is possible. Though we may not understand, we may not see it. When we see, then we believe. But we cannot see, so we don't believe. But it is possible. We cannot deny the possibility of it. So Bhagavan here shows his divine form. And first, Sanjay tells about it. So with numerous mouths, the eyes with numerous wondrous sights, with numerous celestial ornaments, with numerous celestial weapons uplifted, wearing celestial garlands and appear not celestial here, divine. Let us think about it. Celestial here in divine sense. Anointed with divine scented and all wonderful, resplendent, boundless, and all formed. So he has taken this whole form. Why we don't see it? Because our eyes are not developed. We need to develop that eye, those eyes which can see in its depth. See, professionally, if we see an orthopedic surgeon, as you enter, or as a patient enters to his chamber, he knows what is the difficulty. Because he has developed that eyes, those eyes to see what is the defect. So what he says, if the splendor of 1,000 suns, so it is 12. If the splendor of 1,000 suns were to rise up simultaneously in the sky, that would be like the splendor of that mighty being. So here, what to show? It is not physical light. It is a spiritual light. Like whatever we see through light. And the greatest source of light, as we understand, is sun. We cannot see sun directly. And one may turn blind if one tries to see sun, because of their some radiation, etc., ultraviolet and infrared violations, radiations. So, but here it is a different kind of light. As we see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, when he experienced Mother Kali, he said, my whole being flooded with light as it were. So it is a different kind of light. There in the body of God of gods, the son of Pandu, then saw the whole universe resting in one with its manifold divisions. And what happens after that? Seeing this form, he was totally flabbergasted, totally astonished. Tata sa Vishmaya avishto rishto Roma Dhananjaya. Then Dhananjaya, filled with wonder, with his ears standing on end, bending down his head to the Deva, in adoration, spoke with joined palms. So seeing this, he was, Sri Arjuna was totally overwhelmed. And what happens to us also? When you see the ocean, you are just, you cannot say anything. You are so wonderstruck that you stop saying and say, oh. And Sri Ramakrishna also said, when one experiences divine, he knows, oh, what is this? Achy. In English, that's not exactly translated. What is this? What is this? Oh, what is this? So it is not like that. It is wonder, sense of wonder. Aching. What is? So one is speechless. So that same thing happened to Arjuna. And in his being, more things happened. First, he was wonderstruck. And he was afraid also. And because of this enormous thing, he was totally with devotion. So, with wonder, and wonder why it happens, same things when we see in an enormous volume, then we are wonderstruck. And also when we see new things which we have not seen earlier, and drishta adbhutam rupam, that means whatever we saw, and it is beyond that, something which was not seen. It says, yeah, whatever you have seen, whatever you have not seen. Apashyan deva devasya sharire pandavasya. Tatrigasam. No, that. Okay. Now 15. You go to 15. Yeah. That's fine. 15. So what he saw there, he says, I see all the devas. Oh God, oh divine being, I see all the devas. Because all those forms are your forms. Pashyavi devas tava devadehi. In your body, I see all the devatas, all the divinities. Sarvas tatha bhuta vishesha sanghan. And I see all the creation, all the creatures of the world. Bhuta vishesha. Brahmanamisham tamalasanastham. I see Brahma. I see all deities. Brahmanam Isha. I see all the devas, O Deva, in thy body, and host of all grades of beings. Brahma, the Lord, seated on the lotus, and all the rishis and celestial serpents. So he sees all the enormous things and so many. You know, if you go to, say, like Niagara Falls, you see enormous water is flowing and falling down. And if you can go closer to that, you can go inside also. So seeing that, you are wonderstruck, though you know what is water, what is mountain. But enormity gives that sense of awe. And Anek Bahudara Vaktra Netra, you have many faces, many hands. Pashyami Tvam Sarvatu Ananda Rupam. I see thee of boundless form on every side, with manifold arms, stomachs, mouths, and eyes. Neither the end, nor the middle, nor also the beginning of thee do I see. O Lord of the universe, O universal form. So he explains this, what he sees. This is poetical expression. What he saw cannot be explained. But out of compassion, Vyasa Rishi explained in a poetical form. So this we have already covered. So I'm just going through quickly. I see thee with diadem, club, and discus, a mass of radiance shining everywhere. 17. Yeah. Mass of radiance shining everywhere. Very hard to look at. All around, blazing like burning fire and sun, and immeasurable. So, after this, now he prays. After seeing this and explaining what he saw, now he prays. Praise God with utmost devotion. So first it was wonderment, and then he was also afraid. Yet it will be expressed that. And he is full of devotion now. What he says, thou art the imperishable, the supreme being. Tam aksharam paramam veditavyam. Tam aksharam. Aksharam means which is imperishable. And we have seen, like what is Brahman? So Bhagavan said, Aksharam Brahma Paramam. The supreme is Akshara. Akshara means which is immutable, which cannot be destroyed. So that Paramam Veditavyam, that means this you alone is worthy of understanding, worthy of knowing. So this is 18. Yes. Tam Aksharam, you are Akshara. Paramam Veditavyam. Supreme, you are supreme, you are Aksharam. And Veditavyam, you alone is to be known. What Sri Ramakrishna said? To know one is knowledge. To know many is ignorance. It's very simple way, but this is really marvelous. What happens? Say like science, first inquires and tries to think. Now whatever in this world, now they have enumerated in a periodical table. 108 or maybe little few more, some unstable. So these are whatever we can see, or touch, taste, and whatever we experience. That is under the periodical table. But if you go deeper that, it is electron, proton, neutron, subatomic particles. If you go deeper, then you see the, gradually it melts as it were into energy. And if you go further, the quantum, you do not know what it is. So as we go down, we don't find anything. Or we can see it is something, there is something. So gradually what happens? Gradually it turns into one. One has become many. So that is the point. What is that point? Ekke janar nam gyan. To know one is knowledge. What is that one? The divine. Simple. And if you know many, that means you are under ignorance. So it's Ramakrishna in a wonderful way to convey the truth. Tamaksharam paramam veditavyam. And then in Upanishad also we find, Upanishads, Rishi says, Atma va are. Yagyavalkya was telling Maitreyi, oh Maitreyi, there is only one thing to know. Atma va are drashtabhya. That is to be seen. Shrotabhya. Mantabhya. There is only one thing that is to be heard. That is to be experienced. And that is to be heard. That is to be meditated on. It is only one. Therefore, don't worry for other things. Atmava are drashtabhya srutabhyo mantabhyo nididhyasitabhya. Maitreyi. He says that, oh Maitreyi, there is only one thing to know. You are going for multiplicity, but there is only one thing to know in this world. One thing is to be understood. One thing is to be meditated on. That is, I am in 18. Tamaksharam paramam veditavyam. What is veditavyam? So that's one. Tam aksharam, you are akshara. Tvam aksharam. Aksharam means which is immutable. Supreme, you are supreme. Nobody can surpass you. Truth. Nobody can surpass truth. The other day, I met some, student online, not physically. So they said, okay, what is beyond truth? There's people say modernism. Now they have another word, postmodernism. But there is nothing post-truth. It is impossible. You cannot transcend truth. So if you attain the highest, then you cannot go beyond. That is why tam aksharam paramam, your supreme. Veditabhyam, he alone has to be known. And that Upanishad said that therefore only there is one thing to be known, to be understood, to be meditated on. And what is that? That is, and then Upanishad further says that know that alone. Forget all other things. What is that? Yasman Dev Prithvi Chantariksha Motam Manah Saha Pranishcha Sarve. So everything is included in that. And then what is that? Dev, this Akasha, Prithvi, earth, whatever we see, Antariksha Mota, and whatever Antariksha in space, everything. Mind, Manah Saha, Pranishcha, all the vital forces. Everything is in that. What is that? Tamai Vaikam Janatha Atmanam Anya Vacho Vimunchatha. That Atman alone is to be known. And discard all other things. Tamai Vaikam Janatha. You know that alone. What is that? That self. Atmanam, the self. Anya Vacho Vimunchatha. All other vain talk. Forget all other vain talk. So that is why Paramam Veditabhyam. Tamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhan. You are Nidhan. Nidhan means Sthiti Karan. You are the substratum on which the whole universe is residing. Tamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhan. Supreme. You are supreme cause. 18. Keep it there. 18. Yeah. Tvam, see here. Tvam Aksharam Paramam Veditabhyam. Here. Don't go. And then Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. You are the only thing, the only stable surface on which everything resides. Generally I give that example that we are sitting on the ground. What is that on that ground? Well, where is that ground? On the earth. Where is that earth? In the universe. Ultimately, it is all held by God. So He alone is the Sthiti Karan. That means the cause on which everything is happening. See, everything is happening now on our consciousness. I'm talking, you are listening, and we are seeing so many things. All things are perceived on our consciousness. So that alone is real. Tam abhyaha. You are abhyaya, means again immutable. Tvam abhyaya, the undying. Abhyaya. Abhyaya means spent. It cannot be spent. Tam abhyaya, shashvata. Dharma gopta. You are shashvata, eternal. And dharma gopta. You are the repository and protector of dharma. God alone is holding. Even nowadays, we see so many wars are going on. Ukraine, and then Israel, and then Houthis, and so many things are happening. But God is holding. Man has now enough destructing power that this world can be destroyed few times. Who is holding? It is God who is holding. Because still people understand, no, it is not good. This much they understand. So this is Dharma Gopta. Dharma means who is the protector or preserver of dharma. What is to be done, what is not to be done. So Tvam Abhyaya Shashvato Dharma Gopta. Then Sanatanastvam. You are Sanatan. Sanatan means again eternal. The problem is we have to use words. And by words that cannot be expressed. Therefore, many times it may look like we are repeating the same thing over and over again. But it is to emphasize that it is not ordinary. It is extraordinary. And it is eternal. It has no destruction. Sanatanastvam Purusho Matomi. I win. So he says, thou art the imperishable, the supreme being, the one thing to be known. And that is to be, we want to know what is happening in Israel, what is happening in politics, what is happening in economic sphere. But actually, we waste our time. We have to know that one thing, then everything is known. Yatat aksharam adhigamyate, by which that supreme is known. Sa para, that is para vidya. So that is to be known. So, abhyaya shashvatam. And then another, the physical and moral law. Who keeps this? See, even within us, even the criminals, they may commit something, but they cannot go eternally. There is a power within that stops him. This much, no further. So it is the divine that holds. That is why, there is a rhythm. Rhythm means an equilibrium in the nature. Say we are destroying the environment. But now God has given the power to understand. You see, we are destroying ourselves. And then melting of ice and raising of the ocean level. So all these are coming to our understanding. That way, he gives the knowledge so that it balances itself. And if human beings don't understand this, then it will get destroyed, then the balance will come back. So anyway, so he is the holder of that equilibrium, rhythm. So we go to the next. Anadi madhyantam ananta viryam. Again, anadi, there is no beginning. Whatever has beginning must end. Jatasya hi dhruvor mrittu, dhruvam jatam mritasya cha. So whatever is born will die. A child also knows. Therefore, God cannot have that. God is not that mutable. God has no beginning and no end. And can we believe this? Yes. Your consciousness has no beginning nor end. You are always there. Not this body. The problem is we identify with body or mind. But that's not. Body mind is experienced by ourself. That self has no beginning, no end. Anadi madhyantam, madhya, no beginning, no middle. Which one is middle? When it's not started, and there is no end also. Anadi madhyantam ananta viryam. Ananta viryam means again infinite valor. Ananta bahum shashi surya mitram, and infinite number of arms. All arms is his. Bhagavad Gita says that Sarvataha pani padam tat sarvatokshi shiromukam. Everywhere is his hands, his feet, his eyes, and his head, everywhere. You know, if you see, if you take microscope, you can see so many minute, say, bacteria are present. So all these are taken together. Not only bacteria, whatever we see, that's not the thing. But his presence is everywhere. He is present in all the form. Jo Ram, Jo Ram Dashrath ka beta, who is the son of Dashrath, is Wahi Ram Ghat Ghat mein leta. That same Ram is residing in every being. By the way, today there will be consecration ceremony of the Ram temple in Ayodhya. So Rama is everywhere. And the Indian diaspora especially, they are celebrating it everywhere in the world. So Anadi Madhyantam Ananta Viryam Ananta Bahum Shashi Surya Netram. So Shashi Surya Netra, what is special in Shashi? Shashi means moon. And in sun, what is special? It's light. And light and also eyes. Eyes, through eyes we see and through light we see. So this sun and moon and all these are like your eyes. Why? Because that through light you see. Through light you experience like that. So it is the like poetic expression. Ananta Bahum Shashi Surya Netram. Pashyami Tvam Dipta Hutasha Vaktram. Vaktra. Vaktra means mouth. But Hutasha Vaktram means with fire, fiery mouth. I see thee without beginning, middle, or end. Infinite in power, of manifold arms. The sun and the moon, thine eyes. The burning fire, thy mouth. So mouth is like burning. What is mouth? Mouth is also death. You know, whatever you gulp. Whatever comes to mouth, it goes. So, Kalaha Jagat Bhakshar. So time also is eater of everything. You know, we call that in time everything will go. So time eats up everything. So here God is like that. And when there is death, then we are afraid. Arjuna also was afraid. We'll see that also. Pashyami Tvam Dipta Hutasha Vaktam. And when you see such a form where from mouth the fire is coming out. So Pashyami Tvam Dipta Hutasha Vaktam Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapandam. And you are as if we are burning the whole world. Vishwam, idam Vishwam. This world you are burning. Now, you know, in Jagannath Puri, you can see Puri Jagannath, that image, the hand is like this, not fully developed, but eyes are big. So this is special form. If you meditate, you also can understand this. Your eyes are big. But as you grow in consciousness, the hands are like list. You see list. You are aware of your hands, etc. list. As you grow in consciousness. So that is a special form. So that's a different thing, Jagannath. But here, yes, all hands are his hands. All eyes are his eyes. All heads are his heads. That I quoted, that Sarvataha Pani Padau Sarvatokshi Shiromukam Sarvataha Srutimalloke Sarvam avrita tishtati. You are covering everything. So all eyes are his eyes. Why his eyes? Within you, the same consciousness. Within me, the same consciousness. And when you're seeing through that consciousness, I'm also seeing, even speaking through the same consciousness. So consciousness is common, but expression of that, seeing, hearing, perceiving, all these are different. That is why this sarvatokshi shiromukam. Swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. I see thee without beginning, middle, or end, infinite in power, of manifold arms, the sun and the moon. You know, you must have some poetic ideas also. If one cannot find like some physical words and say, oh, what is the use? Same thing is being repeated. No, these are some hints. It is like milestone. When you say Portland, 10 kilometers, 10 miles here. So you know how far it is. So these are expressions. With our poetic mind, we can have a little glimpse. Maybe we are inspired. Okay, 10 miles, let me drive a little more. Then I'll reach in course of time. So this is like that. I see thee without beginning, middle, or end, infinite in power, of manifold arms, the sun and the moon, thine eyes, the burning fire, thy mouth, heating the whole universe with thy radiance. Why radiance? Heating. You know, as you concentrate, you can see the whole thing is radiating. And whole thing is full of energy. You know, if you ask a physicist, they see everything is full of energy. And so many dimensions. They are now finding 9 dimension, 11 dimension, and how it is, like one is moving like this, one is moving like that way. So many other dimensions. So this is physical. What is being said, it is spiritual. It's not on physical level. We go to the next 20th. Dyava prithibhyo idamantaram hi vyaptam tvaikena dishasya sarva drishtvaadbhutam rupamugram tavedam lokatrayam prabhyathitam mahatman. So he says, this space betwixt heaven and earth, do means heaven, and prithvi means earth. Yava prithibhyo ridaram, and in between, the space, heaven and earth, and all the quarters are filled by thee alone. Vyaptam means covered. You have covered everything. See, your consciousness is pervaded everything. You are, whatever you are experiencing on your consciousness. So one can ask how it is covering. It's not covering like, something is being covered like this. On this, everything is existing in that way. Dyava pritibhyo ridamantaram hi vyaptam tvaikena dishascha sarva. All the quarters. Later Arjuna will say, I'm confused of my the direction. I'm confused of my direction. Drishtvaadbhutam rupamugram tavedam lokatrayam prabhyathitam mahatman. He says, this space between heaven and earth and all the quarters are filled by thee alone. Having seen this, thy marvelous and awful form, awe-inspiring form, not awful, or maybe, awe-inspiring form. The three worlds are trembling with fear, O great souled one. Vishausmad vadha pavati. Why The air blows because of fear of God. Vishodeti Surya. Why sun is maintaining its routine? Every day it should rise. Every day it should set in. Though there is no rising and setting, we are moving. Well, it's a poetic expression. So it is out of fear, as it were. Visho smart bhat pavati, visho deti surya. So everything is like out of fear. It's an expression. You get up in the morning. Why? Because the boss will scold you otherwise. Or in school, you'll be late. So people are, no, I should not get late. Actually, what is happening? Your consciousness. Even if you try, you cannot sleep after a certain time, of course. So, awful form or awe-inspiring form, the three worlds are trembling. Lokatrayam prabhyathitam. Vyathitam is like fearful, like vyatha. Vyatha means pain. So, here in this, he is full of say wonderment, full of fear, and also full of devotion. Now we go to the next. Amihi Tvam, we'll take this also and then we'll close. Amihi Tvam Surasangha Vishanti, Kichit Bhitaha Pranjalayo Grinanti, Swastit Tukta Maharshi Siddha Sangha, Tuvanti Tvam Stutibhi Pushkalabhi. So what he says? Verily into thee enter these hosts of devas. Why? Because entering means what? They are on him. All your expressions are on you. Say last night what you dreamt, it was dreamt by you only. Nobody came to paint your dream. Similarly, whatever we experience in this world, it's on our consciousness. Now think of universal form. Whatever can be conceived, it is conceived on him alone. So the same thing is being said. Verily unto thee enter these hosts of devas. Some extol thee in fear. With joined palms, may it be well. So when we see like some deluge, what happens when tsunami comes? Everybody's afraid. Oh my God, save me, save me. When you travel by air, if there is some air pocket, oh my God, gone now. And maybe you are flying through Pacific or Atlantic, and what happens? So, like that. So his created being is afraid, as it were. Swasti tukta, like let it be swasti, swasti, swasti. Let all be equilibrium, with equilibrium. Verily unto thee enter these hosts of devas. Some extol thee in fear with joined palms, may it be well. Thus saying, bands of great rishis and siddhas praise thee with splendid hymns. What we can do when there is eminent, oh God, please save me. Oh God, please save me. We pray to Mother, oh Mother, save me. There is no harm. Okay. So when some eminent danger comes, pray to Mother. It's not harmful. Rather, you are at the feet of Mother, at the feet of God. So this is, and seeing his universal form, and in that universal form, he sees that when rishis, they are praying. So this is, in short, what is that? We are to develop that eye by which we can see his divine form, and that form with awe, with inspiration, maybe some fearful expressions, but ultimately it is for our submission, for our devotion. That we have to cultivate. That the devotion is to be cultivated. So this is seeing the universal form. So thank you. It is now 12 o'clock. We'll stop here. Is there any question?
Swami,
Yes.
in verse 21, what's the difference between a rishi and a siddha?
Siddha. Okay, very good. Rishi, seers. Siddha, perfected ones. Rishis, Rishayaha mantra drashtara. Those who have seen, like they are pious people, they meditate long hours. You can find in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna says that in old days, in old time, rishis used to go to forest, would take a simple food of roots and fruits and meditate long hours. And there they realized what they realized? Mantras. That is Veda. Rishayaha mantra drashtara. See, we can compare. Like science. Scientists, high-class scientists, they go to their lab, absorbed totally there. And they discovered some physical relationship, say gravitational force or quantum theory. So these are discoveries. So here principal discoveries were spiritual. So those principles came to them even in the form of mantra. Even they saw the words. Even Swami Vivekananda said, I see so many mantras, bright, effulgent, but that is not giving me peace. If you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, it is there. It is not giving me peace. I want peace of mind. That was he was so much of vairagya that time, renunciation. He wanted nothing but that realization. So Rishayaha mantra drashta. So mantra drashta, those seer of mantras. Mantras are spiritual principles. Those who realized spiritual principles and conveyed to their disciples. And we are fortunate to have that through them. Those are rishis. Or what is Maharshi Siddha Sangha? Siddha. Siddha means in South there is a Sittar. Siddha. Siddha means, in Gospel you can find this also. Pravartaka, first who has started spiritual journey. And then who is walking on that path? And then who has perfected that path? That's Siddha. And Siddhir Siddha, that means with the even very proficient in Siddhi. So that is Siddha Sangha. Sangha means the enormous number of people. Bands of great rishis and siddhas. Very good question. I did not explain that.
Thank you, Swami.
Swami,
Yes.
I have one question. When I'm listening to this, I feel overwhelmed to try to extract from this how we can draw to ourselves what is the self-effort part, what we need to do to draw the grace of the divine.
Correct. You know, as Brahmanandji said, by prayer, earnest seeking, what happens? Then heart is purified. When the heart is purified, nothing else can tempt you. Nothing else can be dear to you. So it is earnest prayer. Earnest prayer, like a child is impatient. And mother is talking, this is also from gospel. Mother is talking with her companions. And child says, Mother, give me 2 pies. And again, Mother, give me 2 pies. Again, Mother, give me 2 pies. Then mother is disturbed and said, my friends, please sit down. I'll give this boy 2 pies and appease him and then come back. So mother leaves them and goes and gives 2 pies, and then she's engaged in talking again. We have to pray. Prayer. Earnest prayer. What else we can do? By prayer, our heart becomes pure. And when purity comes, nothing else. All other things like, it is disturbing. Because of our old impressions, we are attracted to things of the world. But when purity comes, all things look like all disturbing factors. Then what we seek, it's by the blessings of God. It's not our effort. Our effort is only prayer. Thank you very much. Thank you. I say our prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
O Mother Divine, O Mother Divine, my Mother Divine, I take shelter in thee. Eyes of compassion and heart filled with love, the look of forgiveness I've always dreamt of. Durga Ma, Durga Ma. Your arms to protect me from evil and fear. Your mercy fulfills me with a love that's so clear. Durga Ma, Durga Ma. Oh, Mother Divine, my Mother Divine. Oh, Mother Divine, I take shelter in thee. Oh, Mother Divine, my Mother Divine. Oh, Mother Divine, I take shelter in thee. Durga, Durga, Sharade, Sharade. Durga, Durga, Sharade, Sharade, Sharade.
Thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste, Swami.
Namaste.
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 Me acuerdo.